Hello guys, this is Saruto Uchiha Storm here and welcome to my channel. Today I am doing What If Naruto Was the Black Dragon Emperor. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Part 10, A Bit of My Past and Issei in Danger? A week later, a week after what happened in the meeting, things have gone quite well in Naruto's new life and in his relationship with the demons of the Kuo Institute, since as he requested they let Rainer enter his class and also began to meet at recess as promised, thus giving more confidence to the young clan leaders and they gaining a little of him since he told them some things about him, such as what he liked to do, his favorite foods and some stories and anecdotes about some of his friends, but he didn't tell them anything that revealed much of his past. Of course, there was also some tension for a while since Issei refused to apologize to the girl for trying to kill him even when she apologized several times, but in the end, they left that the chestnut tree will take his time. And all that brings us to today, the day where the girls plan to ask Naruto about his past and of course give Issei his first assignment, and that places us in the occult club after school. Rias, well Issei, you've managed to spend a week handing out the flyers, said the redhead. That's why today we'll give you your first contract, she said, and it was seen how two envelopes appeared in the air. Issei, that's great, Busho, what will I have to do? The brown-haired man asked excitedly. Akano, well you'll have to go with one of Kaniko's clients since today she was requested by two people at the same time, he said, depressing the brown-haired man. You can't wait long, after all you're just a rookie demon, he said, further lowering the brown-haired man's self-esteem. Kaniko, I hope to have you today senpai, he said, giving him the envelope from his client. Issei, of course Kaniko-chan, he said with a big smile as if his self-esteem returned immediately. Count on me, so please Akano-san send me, he said, and Akano sent both boys since they weren't capable of using magic, but of course, Issei didn't leave without first giving Naruto a bad look and telling him with this look, stay away from my girls. Naruto, I don't know what's wrong with this idiot, said the blonde with an annoyed look at his tenants. Kurama, well we could say that he feels threatened since he wants to be the king of the harem, and well you have the attention of all the girls, said the ten-tailed fox. Zarko, that and that you also beat him up a week ago, which, being the next Red Emperor Dragon, makes him feel humiliated, said the Black Dragon. Besides Diedrich and Albion tend to choose very proud owners, he said calmly. Naruto, asterisk, well they don't know how to choose, asterisk, he said with some annoyance, asterisk, no wonder they've never finished their useless rivalry, asterisk, he said, but when he was going to continue he noticed that they were talking to him. Rainer, hey, Naruto-kun, are you alright, asked the girl since Naruto stared into the air. Sona-san and Tsubaki-san have arrived, said at the Detengchi with a smile. Naruto, calm down Ray-chan, I'm fine, she said with a smile, then we'll continue with this talk guys, asterisk, he said to his two tenants. Hello Sona-chan, Tsubaki-chan, the blonde greeted both girls. Sona, hello Naruto-kun, said the girl from the Sitri clan. Tsubaki, hello Naruto-kun, how are you today? Asked the vice president of the institute. Naruto, well I'm not really complaining, she said with a smile, although I was quite surprised that they asked me to meet just now. Did something happen? I asked a little worried. Rias, no, nothing serious has happened, said the redhead, it's just that we wanted to talk to you and get to know you a little better, she said with a certain blush. Akano, you'll see Naruto-san, you already know enough about our past but we don't know anything about yours, she said, referring only to them since Kiba had gone to fulfill a contract. Naruto, I see what they mean, say calmly. Okay, I'll tell you something, he said, and I noticed how they all paid the greatest attention in the world. Well I come from a small village called Konohagakure no Sato, said the blonde, calling the attention of the girls. It was a small village that has that name because it was surrounded by a large forest, he said, but someone interrupted him. Rias, wait, but no map shows this village, and there's also no record of it in the underworld, he said with doubts. Naruto, that's because it was a village that didn't want to have anything to do with the wars of this world and that's why it stayed hidden, explained the blonde pro, that caused the village to fall far behind in terms of technological development, so it was so much like a samurai or ninja village, said the blonde. Sona, that still doesn't explain how it stayed hidden for so long, said the Sitri girl. Tsubaki, it's true even if that's how you say the demons or the angels would have found it, she said doubtfully. Naruto, well that's because of my clan, he said, surprising everyone. You'll see my clan developed a unique sealing method that can do almost anything, he said as he took out a small scroll that said storage on the deck. With those seals they created a great barrier that covered the village and kept it safe, he said calmly. Akano, well then your clan must have been very important in your village, she said as she saw the blonde keep the parchment in a ninja object holder besides a great exponent in sealing, she said with a smile. Naruto, well actually my clan did not belong to Konoha, I belong to Konoha because at the time I was born the Uzumaki clan was already extinct he said surprising everyone my mother was the last known Uzumaki and lived in Konoha until the day of my birth he said sadly. Sona, what do you mean, did she abandon you in that place? I asked with some anger. Naruto, no she and my father died the day of my birth he said causing total shock in the room but well today they have already known enough about my past so the rest will be for another day okay he said and everyone nodded, okay, look at the time, it's quite late, he said, seeing that it was already dark, Ray-chan, go home, I'll go for a walk, he said, and the young woman just nodded. Rainer, well see you at home she said creating a magic circle and disappearing from the place. Rias, Naruto we are sorry to have made you remember something so sad said the Gremory. Naruto, it's no problem now if you'll excuse me I'll go she said and then left with a smile as if nothing had happened. Akeno, I think we went a little too far she said and they all agreed I wonder how different its sealing form will be from that of the magic seals? I ask a little intrigued. Sona, who knows maybe it's a little easier since she was made by humans she said calmly. Kiba, humans? Asked the blonde who just arrived who says that a simple human can make seals when not even the yokai are capable of making seals like the ones he says without spending almost all their energy he said with great distrust. Tsubaki, what does Kiba-san insinuate? I ask a little curious. Kiba, that he is a yokai and that all this time he has been lying to us he said angrily don't trust him too much because we could be cheating he said and then left the girls alone. Akeno, I don't know what's wrong with the boys in our group she said with a bit of annoyance everyone hates Naruto she said calmly. Sona, just leave them maybe they're just jealous because he's stronger than them she said with a smile or at least that would be the case with Kiba because with Issei it's another story she said with quiet annoyance. Tsubaki, the truth is that I prefer Naruto as the king of the harem than Issei she said with total sincerity. Rias, maybe for once in my life I might agree with you Tsubaki-san she said with some annoyance towards the brunette I don't know what I'm going to do with him when something gets into her head and he thinks he can conquer us she said rubbing her forehead. Akeno, well, we'll show him what his place is she said with a sadistic smile and they all just laughed a little at the girl's attitude. In the streets of Kuoh. In the streets of the city of Kuo we see Issei who has just left his contract where a certain Morisawa forced him to watch 100 entire chapters of the magical girls with him and he could not do anything to avoid that torture but when he was about to go home and he remembered that he couldn't do magic circles so he had to walk home. Issei, I can't believe I forgot that stupid detail he said angrily as he wished he could control his magic also I was out all day and surely that blonde idiot stayed with the beautiful girls while I had to spend it with a fat idiot he said with a lot of anger I can't believe that he defeated me with a single punch to the forehead he said remembering how he had been defeated by Naruto also he was the one who hurt Busho and the others and as if that weren't enough he protects that damned Tenchi who tried to kill me he said while not noticing how the sky turned purple I swear that one day I will beat him up and take all the girls for myself he said and then kick a garbage container and then make a perverted face while laughing like an idiot. Wow, you look angry kid said a female voice with a seductive touch. Issei, who's there? He asked while he was on guard since he finally noticed the purple sky show yourself he said still angrily. Calm down kid just look behind you she said with great amusement and a certain arrogant tone. Issei, finally you decides to show yourself damn he said turning while activating his sacred gear but he was hypnotized when he saw a pair of black wings in front of him which for some reason made him smile well at least I can get revenge a little damn Daidenshi he said while the gem on his gauntlet it shone. The Tenchi, let's see what you can do human he said while in his hand a kind of spear of golden light came out. End chapter. Part 11, Naruto vs. Kalawarner. Near the place. Not far from where Issei met the Tenchi we see Naruto who goes to his house since he decided to walk for a while to clear his mind of the bad memories that talking about his past brought him. Naruto, I can't believe that talking about my past affected me so much he said with a certain melancholy even if most of it was a lie he said seriously. Kurama, well the only lie was that Konoha exists in this world said the great fox but in decency everything else was the truth he said trying to calm his container of him. Zarko, Kurama is right Naruto you didn't lie to them said the dragon now what if we go back home, after all, there is a pretty girl waiting for you he said making the blonde blush. Naruto, you had to mention it, right? Asked the blonde even with a blush. Zarko, come on, Naruto, we know you can't help but feel attracted to the girls around you, said the dragon calmly, I'm sure they think the same, he said, and in different houses a strong girl's sneeze was heard. Kurama, look at it this way, if you get a harem you can bring back the Uzumaki clan in this world, he said with a smile, and you don't have to worry about getting old since they are immortal, and you too, thanks to the fact that I am the Jubi, he said calmly. Naruto, I think I've seen enough, he said as he stood up and put the kunai in its case. You surprise me, Issei, for more than I expected, he said as he took the spear of light by the handle and took it out of the chestnut tree's foot. Grabbing, I shouted it, wow, it looks like a double-edged sword, he said, and saw how the spear changed to completely white color and the blades on each side became longer. I like it that way better, he said as he began to turn the spear in his hand like if it were a cane. Detengchi, who are you? The woman said seriously while she created a new spear. Naruto, pardon my manners, I'm Naruto Uzumaki, he said bowing while he put the lance of white light on her back. What is yours, he said returning to his original position. Kalawarner, I'm Kalawarner, said the woman, managing to attract the blonde's attention. What's going on, did you fall in love with me? She said mockingly. Naruto, maybe, he said following the woman's game. How about we dance, he said taking out a three-pronged kunai with his left hand and in the right, he accommodated the spear of light. I hope you don't disappoint me, he said as he threw himself against the raven-haired Kalawarner. Let's see what you're capable of, she said creating two spears of light that she launched against the blonde. Let's see how you stop this, she said with a smile. Naruto, that's all? He asked while with the white spear he cut to the left deflecting one of the spears and with one diagonally the right deflected the other. I hope that's not all, he said while giving a downward cut to the Detengchi that at the last moment created a spear of light and stopped the blonde's cut. Kalawarner, don't sing your victory yet, she said making a little force in front of managing to separate from the blonde. He has a devastating force, he thought while he saw how his own spear had cracks in the blade but in the end it broke. What kind of supernatural are you? I asked while creating another spear but this one was reinforced. Naruto, I'm 100% human, he said causing the shock of the fall, but let's leave the questions for later, he said and then launched once again into combat just like Kalawarner, starting a kenjutsu battle in which the two were even or so he thought. The girl, tell me what is Kokabiel's plan, he said while giving a diagonal cut to the woman's chest but she stopped him with her own spear. Kalawarner, that's none of your business, she said as she moved the blonde away and gave an upward cut that the blonde dodged by moving to the right. Kokabiel-sama's plans are very important for a dirty human to know them, she said dodging a rapier from the blonde which was directed at her chest, but she did not notice the movement she raised since the blonde turned on her own axis giving a horizontal cut which she could barely dodge, managing to cut his arm. Damn, she said giving a few steps back while touching her arm. Not bad boy, she said arrogantly. Naruto, don't underestimate me because you can regret it, he said giving a diagonal cut which was stopped by Kalawarner's spear. We just started, he said and then jumped back as the navy blue-haired girl pushed him, but then he had to bend down because the Detengchi gave a horizontal cut that went to his head. Wow, you take it quite seriously, he said recovering his posture. Kalawarner, you've got me mad, said the woman as she jumped away. Let's see if you can handle this, she said creating four spears that were shot at high speed toward Naruto, but she saw in shock how the blonde deflected them all with his white spear. Naruto, wow, that was interesting, he said as he turned the white spear in his hands, but he saw how a fifth spear was heading towards him at great speed. Not so fast, he said as he covered the kunai of his left hand in futon chakra and gave a thrust into the air, cutting the spear in half, which, when divided, both pieces passed by Naruto and fell next to Issei, who was still there. Issei, hey idiot, I'm still here, you know, he said with great anger towards the blonde. Naruto, sorry, did you said something, he said while scratching his ear causing Issei to say things about a blonde idiot with a great attitudes. Issei, get out of here, you're just getting in the way, he said getting serious and then walking towards the fallen angel leaving Issei totally in shock. Kalawarner, but what the hell was that, she said with great impression since for a moment she saw how the small knife that the blonde always carried in his left hand was covered with blue energy and then she saw his spear being cut in two, which was what did you do, she said but snapped out of her shock when she saw the blonde approaching her. Naruto, sorry for the delay, shall we continue? He asked with a smile. Kalawarner, I think it's time to end this, she said as she rose with her wings. It was fun but it's over, she said and then extended her hands to the front and Naruto saw how hundreds of blades of light surrounded the Detengchi. Naruto, if that's how you want it, he said as he kept the kunai in his case and took the center of the white spear with both hands. Let's start, he said seriously. Kalawarner, rain of light, she said so that later all the blades were fired at the blonde. Goodbye Uzumaki. Naruto, she said with some respect towards the boy but was shocked to see what the blonde was doing. Naruto, no, this isn't over yet, he said as he began to spin the spear at high speed, deflecting all the blades as if they were nothing. When it was all over, he saw how Naruto was surrounded by the blades of light, but none hit him. I'm sorry, but I promised to help you, he said, taking out the three-pronged kunai and throwing it at the navy blue-haired girl. Kalawarner, what the hell are you talking about, she said, but she saw how a flash appeared in front of her and she saw red eyes with 3 tomo before falling unconscious. Naruto, calm down, everything will be fine, he said as he fell to the ground with Kalawarner in the bridal style. Soon this will all be over, he said, and then saw the brunette who was still lying on the ground. Forget that you don't know how to use magic circles, he said, and then made a circle magic under Issei that took him to his house, and then he disappeared in his flash with Kalawarner still in his arms. To be continued. Part 12, Asia, the Holy Nun and Issei's Threat. The next morning we see Kalawarner wake up in one of the rooms of Naruto's house while wondering what had happened and why she was in that place that she did not know, but suddenly she saw how the door of the room opened so in a quick movement created a spear of light that I launched at the door. Kalawarner, who are you, she said angrily, but she saw how a Rainer entered the door a little scared since the spear almost hit her in the head. Ray-chan? I asked while she saw her companion. Rainer, the same, she said with sweat running down her neck when she saw the spear still in the door. Now what will I tell Naruto-kun? The girl wondered as she saw the damage on the door. I brought you to breakfast, Kala-chan said, putting a plate with a delicious breakfast on her friend's legs. Kalawarner, Rainer, where are we, she said, taking a serious attitude towards her partner. I don't understand what is happening here. I have memories of having attacked humans, but I don't know why, she said seriously. Rainer, you see, Kala-chan Kokabiel did something for us, she said, and saw how her friend was in total shock. He forced us to attack humans with sacred gear to start a war, she said sadly, but thanks to the owner of this house we are free from the control of that bastard and protected from him wanting to get rid of us, the girl explained to her friend. Kalawarner, I see, then I must thank this man, she said seriously. What is his name? Rainer, surely you remember since he defeated you yesterday, she said with a smile. Kalawarner, are you saying that that blonde boy is the owner of this place? I ask, very impressed. He doesn't have bad taste. I think I'll have breakfast first and then I'll talk to him, she said while eating. Rainer, well, you'll have to wait a bit because today we have school and he and I will be out until late, she said with a smile. It was by order of the demons of Kuo and it's a method to keep Naruto under surveillance, she said calmly until a scream was heard from the first floor. Naruto, Rainer, it's time to go, he said from below. Rainer, I'm coming, she said standing up while she was followed by Kalawarner, and they went down to the first floor where Naruto was waiting for them. I'm ready, I was just giving Kalawarner her breakfast, she said smiling at the blonde. Naruto, wow, you finally woke up, he said seeing the new inhabitant of his house. I hope you like the place. I'll leave a clone for you so you can ask for what you like, he said, creating a clone surprising the Detengchi. Kalawarner, really, what kind of human are you? She asked while she touched the clone since she thought it would be an illusion. This clone is solid that not any human can do. I even think that no human can do it, she said still surprised. Naruto, I'm a unique human, he said with a smile, but the questions will be for later, he said as he opened the door through which Rainer came out. Please stay here, you can do whatever you like except enter the studio on the 3rd floor since there are some documents that you can't touch, he said referring to his incomplete Fuinjutsu formulas. Well, see you, he said leaving the house and making his way to the institute. Kalawarner, what an interesting boy, she said with a smile and then sat down on a sofa and turned on the TV. 15 minutes later. A few minutes later we see Naruto and Rainer walking toward the institute to continue with their boring school lives, but at one point on the way, they passed through the park where Rainer met Naruto and saw a somewhat strange scene since they saw Issei the witch collided with a girl who was wearing a nun outfit causing her to fall in the direction of the fountain throwing her luggage to the ground, but before the girl fell into the water Naruto used a sunshin appearing sitting in the fountain and catching the girl. Naruto, are you alright? Asked the blonde to the girl on his lap. Hi, said the girl who still had the turban covering her face, but Naruto noticed that the girl had a different tone from the others. Why am I so clumsy, said the girl speaking in Italian, what for a moment confused Naruto. Naruto, excuse me, but could you tell me your name, said the blonde in Italian since he learned several languages when he was studying during his months of training. Are you okay? He asked again, but he saw how the wind blew strongly lifting the turban and revealing the girl's face, which caused a blush in Naruto. I apologize, please, I'm sorry for bothering you, she said in slightly unintelligible Japanese. Naruto, no problem, he said smiling at the beautiful girl, and you don't have to talk to me in Japanese, I also know Italian, he said in the blonde girl's language. I thank you very much, she said, making a big bow that made the blonde sweat a drop. The truth is that I'm new in this country and I don't know much, she said, still bowing to him. Rainier, Naruto-kun, are you okay? I ask while the three completely ignored Issei's presence. Who is she? I ask looking at the young blonde. Naruto, that's what I wanted to find out, he said as he bent down to pick up the girl's clothes because she was scattered all over the floor, but she seems to speak Italian, she said as she continued to pick up her clothes. Rainier, I see, she said, and then approached the girl. Hi, I'm Rainier, she said in Italian. Asia, huh? Hi, I'm Asia Argento, a nun sent from Italy to preach the word of God, she said with a smile. The truth is I'm grateful that you helped me with this problem, she said with a smile, and I know it's very impolite to take advantage of your kindness, but by chance do not know where the church is? Rainier, church? I ask, but for a moment I was thinking. Naruto, I know the place, he said as he closed Asia's suitcase and lifted it. I'll guide you, he said, and then looked at Rainier. You go to the institute and be careful, he said with a smile, and then approached the hate of the detention. Be careful with Issei. Lately I've noticed a lot of negative energies in him, he said in a whisper to his friend. Okay Asia-chan, let's go, he said while he and Asia left there. Rainier, well, it will be better if I go so as not to be late, she said, starting to walk towards the institute. I wonder what is happening to that idiot brown-haired, she said as she surreptitiously looked back at Asia, noticing that Issei was following her. The truth is a disgusting idiot, she said in a whisper. Rainier walked for a few more minutes until she felt someone take her by the arm and hit her against a wall. Issei, hello Ray-chan, how are you, said the brown-haired angrily. Rainier, what are you doing, Issei? Let me go or I swear I'll really kill you this time, she said disgustedly when she felt the touch of the chestnut. Issei, listen to me carefully, Daidenshi, you won't do anything against me, on the contrary, he said with a disgusting smile. You will become my harem or else I will tell everyone what I saw yesterday, which proves that that blonde idiot is a detenchi like you, he said with self-sufficiency. He also assured you that I will give you more pleasure than him, he said calmly. So think about it, he said, letting go of Rainier. Give me your answer now. Rainier, I would never do something like that, she said and then spit in Issei's face. Issei, damn, she said, about to slap Rainier, but a blade landed on his neck. What the hell, he said with fear. Get away from her, you pervert of the devil, he said, bringing the blade closer to the chestnut's neck, or I'll kill you right here. End chapter.